Well, a live look at the White House tonight after the House of Representatives passed President Donald Trump's budget bill. He calls it one big, beautiful bill, but at least one local Democrat is calling it the big, ugly bill. CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports.
The House debated through the night before narrowly passing President Trump's budget bill early Thursday morning.
On this vote, the yeas are 215, the nays are 214, with one answering present. The bill is passed.
It took weeks of negotiations, including pressure from the president himself to get it over the line.
It was not easy to get to where we were this morning. A long series of late nights in this week, and ultimately the president closed it out.
The bill makes permanent Trump's 2017 tax cuts, which were set to expire next year. It also cuts taxes on tips and overtime. It increases spending on the military and border security. To pay for all of that, it cuts spending on food stamps and slashes nearly $700 billion from federal funding for Medicaid, which the Congressional Budget Office says would lead to nearly 8 million people losing health coverage.
What we've seen is the largest cut to Medicaid in American history.
The House version of the bill now heads to the Senate, where several Republicans aren't sold.
The Senate will basically write its own version of this bill, and I just want to make sure that there are no Medicaid benefit cuts. I'm concerned about some of what the House has done on rural hospitals, essentially, the hospital tax.
House leaders warned their Senate colleagues not to go too far.
Think of this as a one-team effort, as we have, and to modify this as little as possible.
Republicans are hoping to get the bill to President Trump to sign by the 4th of July. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And of course, this evening reaction is pouring in on President Trump's big, beautiful bill, both positive and negative.
Well, 10 TV political reporter Doug Petcash joining us in studio now. And so, Doug, what are local representatives really saying about this budget bill?
Well, you know, not surprisingly, the Republican representatives, Mike Carey and Troy Balderson, voted for the legislation. But what we're also learning is that Democratic Representative Joyce Beatty voted against it. She's the one calling this, quote, one big ugly bill. She goes on to call it also a, quote, cruel and catastrophic budget that rips health care, food, and opportunity from Ohioans and millions of other Americans just to bankroll bigger and better tax breaks for billionaires. She goes on to say House Democrats will use every tool they have to stop the assault on working families and protect the people they are sent to serve. Representative Mike Carey voted in favor of the bill this morning. He says the bill, quote, offers momentous tax relief that will help workers, families, seniors, farmers, and small businesses live the American dream. While Representative Troy Balderson says he proudly voted to pass the bill, which he says protects Ohioans from the largest tax hike in U.S. history, safeguards Medicaid for the most vulnerable, and unleashes the full potential of American energy. Of course, we'll continue to track this bill as it heads to the Senate and then maybe even to the president's desk. Colin?
Hey, Doug, thanks.